Good morning, everyone. Today is a beautiful day. It's about 6:30 a.m. and I'm about to turn the horses out for the day. But before that, I wanted to explain today's video a little bit. I'm going to be introducing all of my horses. I also wanted to kind of introduce myself and explain some of my goals and goals for the channel as well. I've been making videos now for about 2 months. So I thought it would be perfect to introduce my horses so you can have a better understanding of their stories so far, their goals, and then some of my goals with them, and then on the farm. We lived at this property for about 3 years and there have been some major changes, but I feel like we're finally in a position where we can start incorporating big changes and working on big projects that are going to make the property into our dream horse property. So it's really, really exciting, and I feel really excited to share that on the channel. I'll get into more of the specifics later in the video and explain some specific projects to look forward to being featured on the channel. But first, I need to feed the horses, get them outside, and then introduce all of them to you. I'll be right back. Okay, so the horses are all out, and I'm going to spend the next little while introducing you to all of them. And then I'm going to reconnect and share some pretty big goals and projects that are happening right now. So the first horse I'm going to introduce you to is Rowan. I'm going to take her fly mask off so you can see her cute face. So this is Rowan, and she is a 13-year-old Oldenburg mare. Oh, I know. You okay? What? Yeah. Hi. She is my first horse I ever had for eventing. I got Rowan as a 5-year-old and I was 17. And luckily I had a very, very good trainer to work with who helped me produce her as an eventer. And I feel really, really proud of the progress that she's made. And she's a very, very sensitive horse, and she's taught me so much about proper horsemanship. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin with her. We've been through so much together. So some of my goals with her currently is to get out eventing. She's been having some issues with her feet this summer where she's a little bit footsore. So I have a really wonderful farrier that's helping me problem solve and figure out what works for her to keep her sound and comfortable. But other than that, she's coming into work this season just beautifully. She had to be treated for ulcers this spring, which took a bit of time, and I'm really happy with the results. She's a lot more comfortable now. Because she's a sensitive horse, she's very prone to developing gastric ulcers, and I know that about her. That's nothing entirely new. She is a horse that I'm very, very excited about still to this day. my goals with her in the immediate future is to continue competing on her. We've competed up to training level together, and a goal is to take her prelim maybe next year. The highest I've competed is training level, but a personal goal of mine is to compete upper level in eventing. So to me, moving up to prelim would be a dream come true, but of course I would not move up with Rowan or any horse before they're ready. So before I move up or even think about moving up, I want to make sure that she gets back into the fitness she needs and in the mindset she needs to compete at training level, and to just kind of see where she's at mentally and physically, and if it's even possible, good girl, if it's even possible to move up one day. Like I said, she's a bit of a nervous horse. So with that, I just have to manage her a bit differently than I would a non-nervous horse. But that doesn't bother me. I think she's very sensitive, which again doesn't bother me. I know some people aren't a huge fan of sensitive horses, but I really appreciate, honestly, horses that are really honest about their boundaries, and they're not necessarily aggressive, because I wouldn't call her aggressive at all, but she's very opinionated. I mean, she is a mare, but I think that's a good quality. I don't see that as a bad quality at all. Something else that I have as a goal for her eventually is for her to go into foal. But she has really good bloodlines, specifically for dressage. So she has really big movement, very expressive movement. The dressage portion of eventing comes really easily for her. So she does really well in dressage. Her weakness is honestly her confidence. So that's something that we've really been working on ever since we were paired together, is just getting her forward, getting her confident on cross country. She is a type of horse that you have to have a really good relationship with if you want her to do anything for you. So something else that we've been focusing on is just really improving our relationship and making sure that she trusts me and that she feels confidence coming from me as the rider. I think she's just incredible. I would love to take her competing upper level one day. But if she tells me that she doesn't want to do that while we're going back into work, I would definitely respect that. And from there, I would probably either do pure dressage, or she could go into foal and have a baby. When I tried her, she was green as grass and didn't have a whole lot of confidence, didn't have a whole lot of training under her belt, but I just absolutely fell in love with her. Yeah, I think the second time that I tried her, it was pouring rain and it was about 50 degrees, and she was really, really sweet. She just absolutely took care of me when she really didn't need to. She didn't know me. So every other horse that I tried, I compared to her, which isn't what you want to do, but that's what happened. And I was lucky enough to be able to bring her home. Yeah, she gave me my first experience producing a young event horse, and it was an incredible process over the past 8 years, and it's taught me so much about patience and how to manage a horse in eventing to keep them sound, to keep them healthy, and to keep them happy. And yeah, I feel like that is absolutely invaluable, and I feel really grateful for that. The next horse that we're meeting is Ruby. I'm going to show you her. I'm going to take her fly mask off as well so you can see her pretty face. This is Ruby. She is a 5-year-old full Connemara, and I got her as a 4.5-year-old from Canada, actually. She was imported from Ireland to Canada, and then I imported her from Canada into the US, which I had never done before. And I wish that I used to vlog back then, because that was a really, really exciting experience. Ruby was in foal to a Dutch riding pony stallion, and I was searching for a young horse for myself to produce as an event horse. and to keep. But I was looking at mostly 2 or 3-year-olds. So she was a little bit over the age I was initially searching for, and she was also in foal. It just so happened that she was bred to a stallion that I had been watching for some time. And it's actually so lucky that she was bred to that particular stallion, because she was intended to be bred to a different German riding pony stallion who was also incredible, but not my top pick just personally. And it didn't take. She was bred twice to him and she never got pregnant. So their third try, they chose this other stallion and she was pregnant. So I considered the possibility of bringing in a mare and foal. And I thought it would be perfect because I wanted to produce a young horse for myself to event, and then in the future, in a couple years, I could potentially produce another one. I thought the cross was incredible. The stallion was more dressage focused, big movement, a little bit taller, a little more leggy, and then Ruby was bred specifically for show jumping. She has a really good jump, she's really athletic, she's got good bone, and adding in the lines from Connemara ponies into the German riding pony pool, I think is a really, really good way to improve the breed. So as much as I would love to take credit for the crossing of the two, I have to give credit to her previous owner. I think she did an incredible job with the combination, and I'm really happy with the end result. Yeah, I was beyond excited. So we brought her back and I had my first ride on her actually 2 days ago. But my goals with Ruby are to produce her as an eventer. She's got some experience under her belt already. Back in Ireland, she was schooling, I think up to training level. She was doing cross-country schooling, hacking, some hunting, and then she had some time off to have her foal. And you can see him back there. So I plan to do a whole separate video going over more specifics about Teddy's breeding and Ruby's breeding and kind of our goals with breeding in the future. But Ruby's immediate future is to focus on her career, and I'd like to produce her as an eventer for me. She's 14 2 hands high, which is the perfect size for me. I'm about 5'3". What are you doing? But it's been so easy connecting with her and working with her. She's just a really fun horse. She and I have a really good connection, and from the moment I met her, good boy, I just love her so much, and I really enjoy her company, and I love working with her. So the next horse I'm going to introduce you to is a very exciting one. This is Teddy, Ruby's baby. He's almost 2 months old, and I have a couple videos pretty much dedicated to him, and I'll link those in the description. You can check them out. But I want to share a little bit more about Teddy and some of my goals that I have with him. We are taking the two of them to an in-person Westphalen inspection. Good boy! Hi. So Teddy is a very special little colt. He's out of Ruby, and then his sire is Mr. Valentine, a Dutch riding pony stallion, who is also approved for Westphalen. Ruby was inspected and approved under Westphalen, so he's going to be registered as a German riding pony under Westphalen. It's a really exciting process getting into breeding and registering under such an incredible organization, and I'm really excited to connect with more people about this particular subject. And I think the combination of the two are perfect for eventing in particular, because I'm really excited. Ruby herself is bred really well for specifically jumping, and then on the sire's side, Mr. Valentine is bred for dressage. He's a young stallion, but he's already out competing this season and doing really well. I think his second show he got a 68 or something. Super leggy, he's got big expressive movement. He's bred for dressage, but I think the combination is going to be like a powerhouse out on cross country and in the whole world of eventing, because he's going to have the really big expressive movement from the sire, and I can already see it in his movement just out in the pasture. He's very expressive. He's just a gorgeous mover. And then I think having more bone from the Connemara side and being a little bit hardier, I think the combination is going to be just spectacular. His sire is a larger pony, so he's not technically pony sized. He's 15.1, 15.2. And when he was born, when Teddy was born, I was thinking he would be on the smaller side, more like his mom, like 14.2, 14.3. But in the past month, he has just grown so much, and I think he's going to be on the larger side. I'd love to produce him and compete on him one day myself, but I'm also not completely closed off to the idea of producing him and selling him on to the right home, because I do want to take on some more projects, whether it be young horses or breeding again in the future. I've been wanting to produce a horse from the ground up for years, and in particular for eventing. So this is an extremely exciting opportunity, and I'm excited to share all of the steps with you guys also, starting from the very first day and then years down the road, going for our first ride. The immediate goals for Teddy are to take him to inspections and keep working with him on the ground, obviously, build his confidence up, and make sure that he has the space and the time to grow naturally and just have that interaction with people, but not have any huge expectations of him. So working with him so far has been so rewarding, and I'm really excited for the future with him. I think he's going to be something really special, and I'm excited to see him grow. The goal of this channel was to create more content related to eventing in particular. As I get out eventing and go to shows, I want to be able to share that. So something you can look forward to, hopefully this year, is some event vlogs and show vlogs. When I take Rowan out eventing this summer and this fall, I want to make sure to document as much of it as I can and share it as a vlog format. Another big event that's coming up late August is I'm taking Ruby and Teddy to in-person inspections. So that's going to happen. So a really big project that is coming up and I'm in the process of making a video about is putting in an outdoor arena. There's one more step that has to happen, and that's getting water out there and increasing our water pressure to make sure that the equipment we have to water the footing is compatible. So after we get that situated, the arena will be finished and usable. So I want to share the whole process. I was documenting all the steps, and it's been in the making for a couple months now. So I'm so excited to share that with you. Another project coming up is we're adding in another stall to the barn, because right now we have 5 stalls and we're going to need 6 by December. Something else you can look forward to is I am restarting my mare Ruby. Basically, I'm going to be restarting and training Ruby from the ground up. She has a really good foundation, but I'm going to scale it back to the basics and bring her fitness level back up very slowly since she just had a baby. And I will be sharing that entire process along the way, but Ruby's going to be a little eventer. I wanted to also say a huge thank you to everyone who has been watching my videos. I'm absolutely blown away by how many people are interacting with the videos and really resonating with them. And the feedback that you're all giving me is so helpful and so much appreciated, and I just cannot thank you enough. I didn't think that anyone was going to watch these videos, and I feel incredibly humbled by this entire experience, and I feel very, very grateful.